Musical communication. That's kind of a broad term. I'll narrow it down as we go through. But being frustrated about being able to play with other players, right? Musical communication. There's a big frustration. There's a couple worries and fears. The one thing that comes up again and again and again is that fear of being found out. They call it imposter syndrome. That I'm not very good, and I don't know why these people that I'm playing with are actually playing with me. And so I'm naturally going to try to act more like them. I have to act like I can cut it. And that's stressful, very stressful. Trying to catch up when you're acting like you're already there. It's very stressful. And it happens, and not just in music, it happens in everything in life too. Well, let's bust this frustration. I've been in a lot of different groups, played with a lot of different people. And in some, I may have been the person who was farthest along, and others, I was the least far along person, in all places in between. There are no groups, musical groups, where everyone is exactly at the same level. None. Not one. Not one that I've ever seen. And how boring would that be if everyone was exactly at the same level? You would lose something in a group, in a band. You lose perspective. If you had everyone in the band that was looking at something from exactly the same place, from exactly the same stage in their playing. The perspective in music is really the spice of it. It makes it wonderful when you have all of those people playing together, maybe coming at this one piece of music from different places. It makes it very complex. As a new player, who's to say that your perspective isn't any more valuable than an experienced player? Think about that. The way you look at it, the way you approach a song, the ideas that you might come up with. Even if it's just something that you try when you're playing a song. You might play a song and play something. You might be really good at triads and they're playing all seventh chords. Well, maybe that same song, just using triads, could have a whole different sound to it that may be very appealing. Music doesn't have to be complex all the time. Who knows? You could take the song in a different direction than an experienced player would play. They may have never thought about, and it would be the spice that brings a song to life. I know that when you're in a not all groups are like this. Some have a leader who kind of, we're doing this, and then unless something happens where it's everybody says, "Oh, that sounds good. We should do that." That's kind of a more a totalitarian thing. But if you're usually a group of musicians, they're trying ideas off of each other, and whichever the best one goes. And I've never been in one where it was always the most experienced player in the band who came up with the best ideas. Simple in music is powerful. So, well, how about this? Frustration of musical communications. And you're in that situation. You're in a situation where you're frustrated, you're worried, you're frustrated, you're not playing the way that you would like to because you want to be just as good as those people. How about being honest about it? Take the pressure off. Just let them know, hey, I need to what are you doing there? You know, how can I do that? What do I need to know to be able to do that? It's okay. It's okay. If the best player in the world only wanted to play with other best players of the world, they would get very lonely because there's only one best player in the world, right? It's okay that you're not on the same point on the path. The more important thing is that you're on the path. It'll show anyway, right? As much as you try to hide it, it's going to show. Just be honest. Be comfortable asking questions when you don't understand something. And say you do get problems from that. Say you are in a situation with some players and you don't know what's going on and you ask questions about that and they give you a hard time. Well, if you get problems from that, those players aren't worth playing with in the first place. That's not putting the song first. To me, that's an ego type thing. And that brings us to negative treatment. Being treated negatively in a band, don't stand for it. Don't take it for a second. There are a lot of other players out there who would love to be playing music with you, right? If you're in a situation, somebody's treating you poorly, leave, okay? Even if it's an underhanded little remark. You see, I've dealt with this before, right? So something that someone says and it kind of got swept under the rug and you go, guess what? There's going to be more. Usually happens all the time. What do? Call it out. Bring it up, right? Deal with it. And why would you want to do that? Would that make things better? Well, what it does is it puts you in a place where things can only go one of two ways. And so you'll know where you stand very quickly because our time is valuable. Okay? So either you're going to gain some respect and be known, let it be known that you're not going to put up with negative behavior. Okay? So that's the one way it can go. Or the other way it could go, it could escalate the situation. It can make people angry. Okay? Because you're not taking it, right? And then you'll know for certain that you're in the wrong place and it's time for you to go. Okay? So don't be afraid if you're feeling like you're being treated unfairly, to stand up for yourself. A lot of people don't, and they stay in these really dysfunctional groups. It's dealing with people. Anytime you deal with people, things can be very tough. You want to find the situation that's as enjoyable as you would have dreamed it to be, to want it to be. It's out there. It just takes some time. Let's talk about being frustrated with patience too. This is tough for some people. Music is kind of a test in patience from all angles, no matter where you are along the journey from what you're doing. And you have to be patient with this. And it's very difficult for impatient people, for impatient new players, because you're building a difficult skill that's taking time and you're dealing with people, and you have to be patient when you deal with people. No one's got this all figured out. It takes time, it takes work, and there's an element of trial and error too, which requires patience. And also, flip that around. A good thing to get in the practice of is extending that patience to others who might be as frustrated as you are that you may be playing in a group with. Cut them a little slack. You'll know when enough is enough. Just don't be too quick to judge others in bands, because they could be in the same boat as you, and you just aren't communicating well. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I've got a free gift for you. If you're new to the guitar and you're having a hard time getting your chords to sound clean, you're frustrated about that, head on over to PlayGuitarAcademy.com/chord guide. I've got a free guide for you that helps you make all the small adjustments that you need to make sure your chords come out clean and clear every time. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe and hit that little bell icon to make sure that you get notified as soon as my new videos come out. See you in the next video.